Yo, what's up, everybody? It's good to see y'all. I'm so glad you clicked that link and pulled up. If you're brand new, my name's Jared. This is the LVME, and we doing a smoking reaction to the homie Samson's immigration. And then right after this, we're getting his second new release, Tipping Point. So if you're watching this one now, stay tuned. In about an hour after this uploads, Tipping Point will be following right after. Now, pretty obvious what the topic is gonna be on this song, so I'm sure we're going to have a lot to talk about. If this is your first time hanging out with me, I'm glad you pulled up, but you got to know we are most definitely going to be stopping and pausing this video and talking about not just the subject matter, but the bars, the beats, and everything else going on as far as the music and the rap aspect goes. If you want to hear this video all the way through without my interruption and my commentary word, click the link right down there. It's going to bounce you to the homie Samson's channel where, dear God, you should subscribe if you don't already. Samson is an excellent rapper. He's a mystery to me. He's a mystery I would really love to know more about. I mean, I've reacted to, I think, 7 or 8 of his songs here. I got a whole playlist of him here on the channel, so be sure to check those out. I am a big fan of this dude, but he's an enigma, man. He is incredibly skilled as a rapper, yet he seems to have a regular 9-to-5 job. I've heard he's a mechanic. I don't know if that's true. He does not regularly release music. He barely seems to promote the music that he does put out. Which is a shame because I feel like this dude could blow the fuck up based on his insane skill level. So, that said, I'm just curious as to why he does what he does the way that he does it, which is his prerogative. I'm not talking any shit. I'm just very curious how someone of this level of skill is such a part-time musician. At least that's the way it seems to me. If it's different, let me know in the comments, Samson fans. I would love to know more about this dude. Now, that being said, we're going to go ahead and dive into this immigration right here. Let's go, everybody. Look, I'm going to share my opinion on whatever he is saying. I don't know what his viewpoints are on this. I think the only real political stuff I remember hearing from him is like sincerely a taxpayer, I think. I think there was another one. It just seemed like some common sense stuff. His last releases before this were all basically centered on his rap skills and not much commentary on social issues. I think those were what, like 6 months ago, 7 months ago, right in that range. So I'm not really sure where he lands on all these things. I see he's got Obama right here, so I know where this is going to go. If you follow politics at all, you might know that a lot of what Trump has had to say about immigration, I mean, his basic policies, echoed Obama's. And I've seen this speech here, if this is what I think it is, where Obama says a lot of the very same things that is being said today, only labeled as hate speech and whatever else, which I'm sure we'll get into, everybody. We'll get into it. And listen, you're welcome to disagree with me. And if you disagree with me, all I would ask is that you stick around the channel, man. Disagreement is good. It promotes discourse, which is how change happens. So there's no reason to hate somebody because you think differently or they think differently. That's what the media and the politicians would like us to do, is to be so wrapped up in the hatred and the division that we don't find ways to fix problems. Because if you fix the problems, to keep it really simple here, if you fix the problems, we don't really need the politicians so much now, do we? I mean, if you solve homelessness, how many people are going to be out of jobs that work on fixing the homeless problem? Just as a quick example, see California. All right, let's go.
Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws, and I believe that they must be held accountable, especially those who may be dangerous. That's why over the past 6 years, deportations of criminals are up 80%.
That's good, man.
And that's why we're going to keep focusing enforcement resources on actual threats to our security.
Those were words from Obama I completely agree with, you know. Obama was all right on some things, not all right on other things. Kind of like most presidents up until Biden. Biden was a train wreck, but, I mean, the man was incompetent and other people were running the country, unfortunately. Run it back a little, here we go.
That's why over the past 6 years, deportations of criminals are up 80%. And that's why we're going to keep focusing enforcement resources on actual threats to our security.
That's a big sigh right there, my guy. I like this beat so far.
If you're illegal, we don't fucking want you here. I don't care if you're brown or if you got blonde hair. I don't care what color you are, it's all the same. If you're as white as Elon or dark as Kobby Lame, you do it legal. And if you don't, get the fuck out. Rules keep our lives civilized, otherwise we bug out. If
All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. He just came right out swinging. I love it. All right. He just came right out swinging with his opinion. I respect the hell out of that because that's something that will offend a lot of people right away, even though what he said is not inherently offensive. And it's fair. Let's go. I love that sigh. He's like, here we fucking go.
If you're illegal, we don't fucking want you here. I don't care if you're brown or if you got blonde hair. I don't care what color you are, it's all the same. If you're as white as Elon or dark as Kobby Lame, you do it legal. And if you don't, get the fuck out. Rules keep our lives civilized, otherwise we bug out.
Rules keep our lives civilized. Rules keep our lives civilized. Otherwise, we bug out. God, that's good rhymes. Rules keep our lives civilized. Otherwise, come on, man. He is such a talented rapper. I mean, the rap aspect of that right there was really tight. That was a very nice set of words, like just boom, boom, boom. And then on the larger point of what he's saying, absolutely. Like, I know we're just getting into this, and I'll try to keep this really short. But one of the things that I find very frustrating about this conversation regarding illegal immigration is the fact that one side of the political parties here in America, the left, wishes to label the entire thing as racism. Either you just want all these people to be here or you're a racist. And what that does is it stops discourse on the matter. We can't Nobody wants civil discourse with a fucking racist, right? I mean, you can't actually talk about the problem. Um, I mean, illegals are illegal immigrants of any kind here in a country. They are a drain on our resources. Look around. We're not doing good. America is not robust. The streets are not great here. The roads are shitty. Economies are bad. People aren't getting health care. We got homeless people in the streets, vets in the streets that don't get as much as a lot of the stuff that the left is giving these people that shouldn't be here. And there's reasons they give that to them, and it has nothing to do with being loving and kind and caring and wishing the best for people. But we'll get into that. But I like what he's got to say here. And from a rap aspect, the technicality here in his writing is, come on. I'm going to go back 10 seconds and we'll let it play.
Care what color you are, it's all the same. If you're as white as Elon or dark as Kobby Lame,
Yeah.
you do it legal. And if you don't, get the fuck out. Rules keep our lives civilized, otherwise we bug out. If we don't vet citizens at the entrances, and it's a recipe for disaster. We can't just let anyone in, that's crazy. They ain't just grabbing random people. They ain't just driving around and packing vans with Latinos. This ain't a haphazard attack.
Thank you. Yes, they're not just running around grabbing random people. It's so frustrating. Like, we should be having the conversation about what's the best way to remove the people that shouldn't be here without causing the ones that are not here causing, like, their only crime was coming here illegally. Other than that, they're working, they're doing shit, but they're still not supposed to be here. That's a crime and you got to go. But that's different than, like, say, the MS-13 gang member that sneaks into the fucking country, or the fucking narco terrorists that sneak into the fucking country, or anything along those lines. These are different. But we can't have that conversation about what's the best way to do this. Our politicians and our leaders can't do that because one side simply wants to yell and scream about racism and the Gestapo and Nazis. And they do that because they simply wish to whip certain members of the population's emotions up to the point where it's impossible to have a conversation or to solve the problem. And the problem is being caused for an intention that we can't even discuss due to the same reason, because of this focus, and our media echoes it, the media chamber echoes it, this focus on, oh, it's racist. And we'll get into that, I'm sure. Let's keep going here.
Entrances, and it's a recipe for disaster. We can't just let anyone in, that's crazy. They ain't just
Fact.
grabbing random people. They ain't just driving around and packing vans with Latinos. This ain't a haphazard attack on the Latin scene. It's cracking down on those who came through a passage that was illegal. I don't see the issue, and most Mexicans don't either. It's always the younger crowd that's acting so evil.
Trump made it clear during the lead up of the election and the election process and all the campaigning about what was going to happen. Okay, this wasn't a surprise, and he got something like 45% of the Latino vote here in America. It was the highest numbers of black and brown votes of a Republican, and if not ever, then in years. And that speaks something to those people that are here and their viewpoints on this, despite what the media wants to fucking tell you. And let me tell you something else. If you don't know, you can hire protests. Massive protests can be created with big chunks of money. You can rent a crowd, rent a protest, and then create them nationwide. I didn't know about this until a few months back, and it broke with the story of one of these companies in California, and now it's the knowledge is becoming more and more widespread that you can actually manufacture protests, like the No Kings protest was most likely a manufactured protest with hired actors, people paid to be there. It's insane. I mean, that is literally pure propaganda made to sway the minds and hearts of regular people who don't know that's what it is and think that something so bad is happening that all these people are leaving their fucking jobs and going to protest in the streets. Then you combine that with the Nazi, racist. And people are like, holy shit, something terrible is happening. I don't know what it is because I'm too busy working and living my life and paying my bills. But Jesus Christ, all this wouldn't be happening if something really bad wasn't going on. So yeah, fuck Trump, fuck a Nazi. And that's how it spreads, and that's how it goes. And then, like I said, we can't have any regular conversation about what we should be doing here. And in the meantime, here we are. We see what's happening in the streets in Portland and Chicago. It doesn't seem to be getting any better. Because why? We can't have the conversations. And then what they do, they went and shot the motherfucker who was going around trying to do what? Have conversations. Anyways, I guess that's the next video, right? Whew.
So fuck the kids, ask the parents what they see. If they're immigrants, I almost guarantee they disagree. See, there's no one more proud in this country than those who came to it and did it the legal way and made dough and attained the shit. Then they turn around and see this protest nonsense. All these posters for folks who didn't go through the process. My father-in-law came to this country with nothing, no money to his name, turned nothing to something. And when he sees these videos of all the sudden destruction, he looks me in the eyes and tells me that he's fucking disgusted. You'll never see him in that crowd. It's just a bunch of kids holding up fuck ice signs, but they don't know what they did. They don't even know who the hell was detained, and if you asked them, I bet they couldn't even tell you their names. It's fuck.
Absolutely. He's murdering it on a rap aspect here, you guys. Like, my God. See, that's the thing. And let me tell you something, my friends. Maintaining this topic while making everything rhyme and flow together is extremely difficult. It's one thing where you're just rapping and it's like a lot of topics. You're talking shit. You can talk about how tough you are, how fine bitches are, that big fat ass over there, this, that, and the other thing. And it's cool, man. And you can make it a rhyme, and that's awesome. That's cool. But this is a solid fucking one topic. He's talking about one fucking thing. That is not a easy thing to do. You just can't sit down off the top of your head. Most people can, unless you're some sort of prodigy, and lay that out. Like, this is a lot of skill and talent here. It's like writing a story where the whole thing rhymes, like a single focused poem. You know what I mean? There's a lot that goes into that on a creative level, as an artist, as a creative person. You feel me? And it should be respected. Like, Samson should be a massive rapper. Massive. If you had fans and clout and fame and views based solely on your skill levels, this dude would be like fucking Eminem and everybody else. Maybe not Eminem, but any of the other fucking big name big, you know what I'm trying to say. Let's go.
Insane, there's no sense to be had, no thought whatsoever, no direction or path. If you're protesting being sent back to your country, then why the fuck would you be holding up the Mexican flag? Explain it to me, because really it doesn't make any sense to me. Who's the enemy? Your movement perplexes me. That's like breaking out of prison and going straight to the street and holding up a picket sign for the penitentiary. Woo! You know, I always been a firm believer in...
Dude, the rap skills right there. Come on. The way he set that up, ending with penitentiary right there. He set that up. Several bars went into that. Let's go. Let's examine that a little bit on a rap level. That was dope. Let's go back to where that started and then where it ended. I knew something was coming.
Testing being sent back to your country, then why the fuck would you be holding up the Mexican flag? Explain it to me, because really it doesn't make any sense to...
Okay, it starts with basically the explain it to me. And then it ends with the penitentiary being the last rhyme in there. And then he mixes it up a little bit in the middle. Like he has a lot of fast rhymes, then he goes on a long stretch with no rhyme, and then he brings it all together with penitentiary in the end. Super fucking nice. Like, it's nice. Okay, so listen to how he sets this up. We'll go back to this Mexican flag part here, all right? Here we go.
Up the Mexican flag, explain it to me, because really it doesn't make any sense to me. Who's the enemy? Your movement perplexes me. That's like breaking out of prison and going straight to the street and holding up a picket sign for the penitentiary. You know, I always been a firm believer in statistics. I always thought the numbers that you see are realistic, but I don't know. After the riots in LA, I think the unemployment rate is way higher than they say. Look at you fucks. Good heavens, Pete's sake, y'all been out in these streets now for several weeks, man. Y'all just doing it to do it. You don't even care that much. You ain't doing it for the cause, you just there to tear shit up. And what the fuck's with all the white people up in the mix? My people always gotta have something to fix. Did you ever think for once?
Oh, my people always gotta have something to fix. I know these white liberals, they're gonna swoop in and they're gonna fix the black people, they're gonna fix the brown people, they're just gonna fix everybody. It's even a trope in the movies a lot of the time, honestly. I mean, good grief. Michelle Pfeiffer, little white ass coming into the hood to save the school. It's just, it's funny. It's funny. I mean, they don't need your fucking help, yo. Like, how about that? Like, you guys, you want to see an enlightening video? I don't remember the name of it, you guys, but it ties into this. But you can find it. There's a guy is doing like on the street interviews, and I think it's in New York City, and it's in a liberal area, and he's speaking to liberals, and he's like asking them, like, it's about voter ID, okay? And he's asking them, like, is it hard for black people to get an ID if they don't have one? And everybody was like, yeah. All the white liberals were like, yeah. It's like, oh, they don't know what to do. And then they go in the hood, and he interviews a bunch of black people, asking them, do you know how to get an ID? Do you know where the library is? If you don't have a computer, do you know what to do? And every one of them was like, yeah, of course we do. Like, what are you talking about? And then those very same people with that, I'm sorry, but slightly racist attitude to think that, oh, they're black, they're too dumb to know how to get an ID. Which is basically what that is implying that they think. They're the ones yapping about racism. It's nuts, but it's an enlightening video to watch. I suggest if you Google, something along the lines of voter ID, man on the street interviews, you could find it if it interests you.
Heavens, Pete's sake, y'all been out in these streets now for several weeks, man. Y'all just doing it to do it. You don't even care that much. You ain't doing it for the cause, you just there to tear shit up. And what the fuck's with all the white people up in the mix? My people always gotta have something to fix. Did you ever think for one split second they don't want you there, and you're just getting in the way of what they're trying to accomplish here? Don't worry, you don't have to face it alone. If there's a racial issue, we'll make it our own. You think screaming at the cops at the top of your lungs is gonna make them have a change of heart and drop all their guns? Like a scrawny little long-haired bony fucking white dude is gonna say some profound shit to an ICE agent.
Dude, for real. I just watched, I tend to watch some Tim Pool. I don't mind that dude as far as I'll watch, getting caught up on some of the news stuff. I mean, he just basically reads the news and offers his opinions on it. But anyways, I was watching a Tim Pool, Timcast fucking video not too long ago. Like it was yesterday. And it was exactly that. It was like some kid in Portland, or dude, some scrawny white dude yelling in this immigration and customs enforcement officer's face. The dude's just standing there and he's screaming. And then he spits in his face and then just gets taken the fuck down like instantly. And then another one where this dude is just like Well, anyways, I digress. But yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird. Samson's
Is gonna make them have a change of heart and drop all their guns. Like a scrawny little long-haired bony fucking white dude is gonna say some profound shit to an ICE agent, and it's gonna make him change his mind about his occupation. Like, you know what? You're right, this is racist.
I'll get you a job.
Oh God, he's got one.
I can get you a job. I can get you a good paying job. I can get you a good paying job. Guns don't belong.
Oh, first I'm gonna cry bullshit on that. No, you can't. Like, doing what? Like, what good paying job do you have other than being likely a paid protester of some sort? Or a clear idiot if you think that this man that you're speaking to is just does this because, like, oh, there's nothing else I could do. I mean, I suppose that is a possibility in the realm of possibilities, but it's unlikely. Does it say FBI on the front of his? I can't quite read it. It looks like an F, and then it looks like it could be a B there, and it looks like it could be the top of an I, which would be even funnier. Anyways,
Put the gun down. I'll get you a job. You're fucking hired. Please, man.
you're fucking hired. I guarantee you, he cannot provide anybody a job.
Look, I ain't heartless. I know that there's a lot of anger and pain this causes. There's a lot of people that did no harm at all. But you gotta understand, dog, the law is the law. And breaking it with good intentions doesn't make it right. You ain't exempt from the consequences. You gotta pay the price. You should have thought twice before you did what you shouldn't. But I'm willing to bet that you knew the risk and you took it. And that's the problem. Why you came here in the first place. The fear of getting caught wasn't as worse as your birthplace. Just food for thought. Instead of trying to elude the law, maybe you should all be trying to solve the root cause. Why is it our duty to adjust?
Dude, that rhyme in here, the rhymes here are impeccable. This man is such a talent. And he's speaking just a whole lot of common sense here. We all know the joke about common sense. But if you, like, what's wrong with what this man is saying? And I'm in full agreement. I understand that there are people, like, I'm sure there are people getting caught up by ICE right now that didn't deserve to be caught up by ICE. I'm sure there's people being detained that shouldn't have been detained. Hopefully they're being released, and that sucks, and that's fucked up. On the flip side, I mean, you're breaking the law. I'm sorry. That shit happens. I used to be a criminal. I don't understand this mentality where you break the law, and then when you get caught and you face repercussions from your actions, that you cry victim. That's some buster ass shit. I don't know that line of thinking. That does not fucking compute for me. And I did dirt and I did shit. And, like, I paid prices for it too. In various ways. And I never cried about that shit. Like, are you kidding me? And I know people that paid heavy prices and they didn't cry about that shit either because it's part of the fucking game. I mean, they even used to make a little rhyme about it. If you don't do the crime, if you can't do the time, ha 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 ha. But no, seriously. I have no sympathy for these people that break the laws and they get caught. If I fucking go to Italy illegally and try to stay there and work there, and the Italian police or whoever the fuck it is eventually catches my ass and deports me, I'm not going to go and cry and whine and bitch and moan. Like, I don't get that, and I have zero sympathy for those that do that. I mean, I'm sorry. This is the risk you took when you came here. It's part of the fucking game. Deal with it.
Our immigration, we ain't the ones to blame for the function of your nation. Instead of coming here and telling us we need to change about you try to start a movement in the country that you came from.
Back right there. What's up?
That's a hard sell.
What's up? Yes. Yep, that takes time. Right. Yeah. It does take time to create a movement, to get change. Why don't you go ask a black person about that? Why don't you go look at their history here and talk about movements to get change? Why don't you look at people who actually use protest as a way to bring forth change when you talk about people like Martin Luther King Jr.? I mean, come on. There's a blueprint there. There's people that have done this. We have history we can actually look at. It ain't easy. If it's easy, it ain't easy. Change never is fucking easy.
ain't exempt from the consequences. You gotta pay the price. You should have thought twice before you did what you shouldn't. But I'm willing to bet that you knew the risk and you took it. And that's the problem. Why you came here in the first place. The fear of getting caught wasn't as worse as your birthplace. Just food for thought. Instead of trying to elude the law, maybe you should all be trying to solve the root cause. Why is it our duty to adjust our immigration?
Dude, that was some rapping right there. Let's ignore the topic for a second and just listen to these rhymes right here.
Laws the law, and breaking it with good intentions doesn't make it right. You ain't exempt from the consequences. You gotta pay the price. You should have thought twice before you did what you shouldn't. But I'm willing to bet that you knew the risk and you took it. And that's the problem. Why you came here in the first place. The fear of getting caught wasn't as worse as your birthplace. Just food for thought. Instead of trying to elude the law, maybe you should all be
food for thought. Elude the law. Maybe you all
trying to solve the root cause. Why is it our duty to adjust our immigration? We ain't the ones to blame for the function of your nation. Instead of coming here and telling us we need to change about you try to start a movement in the country that you came from. I know what you're gonna say, that's a hard sell. Corruption in the government and plus the cartel, those are big issues, something we need to sift and get through. And I'd be more than happy if we helped fix it with you.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Another thing on a rap level here, Samson is a perfect example of a rapper who has, not to get repetitive with my verbiage here, but basically perfect enunciation. This man speaks so clearly, and then he emphasizes each of the rhymes in just the perfect way, and he maintains that level every time. It's that same emphasis, not too much, not too little. It's very... while he's adjusting his flow the entire time. Like when he said country that you came from, and he puts all the emphasis in those two words, those last two syllables, came from. He puts all of it in the K, so it rhymes. Like, here, let's hear that part again real quick, and then you'll listen and you'll hear what I mean.
Immigration, we ain't the ones to blame for the function of your nation. Instead of coming here and telling us we need to change about you try to start a movement in the country that you came from. I know what you
see, he made it rhyme with change, came from. But there's plenty of ways he could have said it, but the way he did it right there was the perfect way to do it. And like I said, he maintains that same level. The emphasis that he put on change, the A rhyme in there was, he's elevating, he's putting a little more decibels behind his voice, whatever the right word is. It's a little bit louder there, but he's a little bit louder at the same level when he does the rhyme on came. It's just the perfect emphasis, the perfect enunciation and emphasis of the rhyme and the vowels.
To solve the root cause, why is it our duty to adjust our immigration? We ain't the ones to blame for the function of your nation. Instead of coming here and telling us we need to change about you try to start a movement in the country that you came from. I know what you're gonna say, that's a hard sell. Corruption in the government and plus the cartel, those are big issues, something we need to sift and get through. And I'd be more than happy if we helped fix it with you, but not like this, not by taking down our borders, but by giving you what you need so you can salvage yours. Military support and economic assistance to go to war with the forces that's threatening y'all's existence. It wouldn't be that hard for us to chisel off a piece. Look up a chart, dog. I mean, we've almost given y'all the least. So fuck it, we're already stuck in debt with trillions. So what's it gonna hurt to spend a couple extra billion? Shit in my eyes, helping our neighbors is critical.
Shit in my eyes, helping our neighbors is critical. Yeah, look who we helping, and explain that to me. At some point, we got to start to question this shit, don't we?
I'd rather give you residuals than Ukraine and Israel.
Whoa!
We've given them hundreds of billions of dollars each, and you know how much we've given y'all? 3.
Is that legit? Do we give don't tell me we've only given Mexico like $3 billion to help with the border or some shit. That's crazy. Or Canada. It's not just Mexico. And to be clear, even though he's focusing on Latinos a bit on this, there's all kinds of people coming across our borders. I mean, they just busted that Hyundai plant with like 350 South Koreans in there. I mean, everybody who wants to come here knows where the open border is and where to come in from, or was. It's not open anymore. Oh, but he's right, though. That's where we should be spending a lot of our loot, man. What the hell? Absolutely. We could spend it on... I mean, what would happen if we took even, say, half of the money that we have sent to Ukraine and Israel, but Israel we'd have to look at over the entire length of the relationship, right? And half of the money during the Ukraine war, as an example here, and we spent that equally on helping fix helping our neighbors fix their problems that lead to the border issues, and then helping fix our immigration system, our current one, to make it faster and easier for legal immigration to happen. What would I have no idea what the budget is for the immigration department, or however that works and however that's funded. Why can't we make that easier? Why can't we help them instead of countries halfway across the world that have zero effect on us?
In Ukraine and Israel, we've given them hundreds of billions of dollars each, and you know how much we've given y'all? 3.
That's
I ain't
fucking
saying
wild.
that you need it or to beg us for it. I'm just saying that we spend a lot and we could lend support. I'm all for helping out the country to the south of us, but politicians never put their money where their mouth is. They always say they care, but they never give a fuck. They just put a band-aid on the cut, but never stitch it up. Even if you make it here, it doesn't change the fact that the rest of your nation remains in chains and trapped. The Mexicans I talk to love their country deeply, even though growing up in that bitch wasn't easy. They're grateful for the opportunity that we provide, but they remember where they came from and they love to see it thrive. So while you're protesting, put that on your piece of paper. You want the US to help you make your country safer, but until then, if you're illegal, you can leave here. You don't want them there, and we don't want them here either.
Wow. Wow. Should all go to that link in the description and bio if you feel down with it, dude. Yo. And because, like what I was talking about earlier, because we can't have a national conversation due to the fact that one side will not stop screaming racism and playing on everybody's fears, because we can't have a conversation, we can't really discuss what this is actually about. And I think it's clear once you learn a few things of why this is happening. Why are Democrats so intent on flooding our country with illegals under the Biden administration? What's going on there? Well, it has everything to do, in my opinion and many others, with the census and the House of Representatives and redistricting. The House of Representatives grows with the population. It always has. That's what our founding fathers designed it to do, okay? You have countries like, or states, like California, which is as big as several other countries. I think at one point it was the 5th largest GDP in the world. California is a force, okay? People were leaving there by droves, moving out of California due to their crazy policies. Like everybody talks about, everybody moved here from California. Now they're ruining Texas and they're ruining Colorado and now they're ruining Nevada. It's like a thing because it's a thing, okay? If they have to correct that population, and also, if illegals are counted in the census, then your power base grows, okay? Because you get more people in the House of Representatives. All of this is based on the census. This is why Trump wants to put the "Are you a citizen?" mark on the census, and then only citizens are counted. And this is why Democrats are freaking out about that, okay? And we can't have that discussion because that's what it's really about, is power. That's what it's about. It's about political power. And then they go out on TV and they cry racism because they know it's going to get people scared. I think that's gross. I think that's disgusting. Does that mean that I agree with everything that the right says about immigration? No, that's not the same thing at all. I'm saying we need to have a fucking conversation about this. We need to figure our way out of this. And one side is preventing that from happening, and they've been working hard on preventing that conversation for a very long time. As near as I can tell, I mean, it's been going on for decades, but it really ramped into overdrive when Trump went down that fucking escalator. You heard? And you don't need to support Donald Trump in order to see that and recognize the danger here. So anyways, I'm going to wrap it up with that, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. These are serious subjects, and I really love the way that Samson presented that from a rap aspect, as I pointed out a few times in the video. That was incredibly technical, really impressive. I actually could have stopped and talked about the rap a whole lot in there, but the nature of this song's subject matter requires some discussion too, because, and I'll end it with this, like I said, discussion, discourse finding solutions to problems is key. It's how we move forward, finding ways to unite and agree, not separate and fearmonger. Let's go, everybody. Hit up the comments with your thoughts. Hit the subscribe button on your way out the door. And we are about to dive into tipping point right now. So another controversial video. I'm sure we'll have a lot to discuss there too as well. I'll see you guys in just a few. Peace.